This is a riot of flavors and textures in my mouth. One of the things that I miss in Bengaluru from my days in Mumbai is a good Vada Pav. One of the very few places in Bengaluru that serves a great Vada Pav and some good Maharashtrian fare as well is this eatery called Rajvardhan Foods. Now this eatery has been around for the last 20 years and I've eaten here many years ago. So let's go in and find out if Rajvardhan Foods still serves that great Vada Pav. Let's go. The pav that encases the vada is extremely important. For some reason, the pav here in Bengaluru tends to be very sweet, but I'm told that they order this pav specifically to be made to the Pune standards. I think that's what makes that vada pav interesting. So out here you also have a range of Maharashtrian snacks and chutneys. So you got the Sabudana chuda, you have the Poha chuda, which is a namkeen or a farsan made of beaten rice flakes. Then of course you also have all these chutneys. So you got some sweet lemon pickle here, you got some flaxseed chutney, you've got methkud, which is a concoction that's made with roasted rice, gram flour and perhaps some other spices, ingredients that go into it. And this is typically eaten with rice. Then of course you also have the goda masala, which is again a concoction of many spices. And then you have the peanut garlic chutney. Of course this is perfect. This tastes great with a vada pav. So all these chutneys, I'm told, are made by the family that runs this place. There's a fair bit of Maharashtrian flavors going right as you approach the counter. So let's order here एक vada pav, एक Kutchi Dabeli, Kanda Poha देना एक kolhapuri misal pav देना मेरे को, Shrikhand Poori Bhaji देना और मेरे को देना फिर साबुदाना वड़ा और एक उपवास का थालीपीठ. थालीपीठ में अनियन थालीपीठ भी देना. Thank you. So I got all these snacks for the princely sum of 776 rupees. I'm looking forward to tasting these dishes. It's been a while since I've tasted a great vada pav and all these Maharashtrian dishes. So there you go, I have my vada pav, the dabeli and the kanda poha. And when you're doing the vada pav, you have to have a chilli. I'm going to come back for my poha. I'm going to begin with a vada pav. I've got a nice plump vada inside my vada pav. Half the story in a vada pav is the pav. And this pav, at least to the touch, feels right. And then you have the onion garlic chutney. And what completes it is the chili. It's been a while since I've eaten a vada pav. This is a delicious vada pav. The potatoes are soft, creamy, tempered just perfectly. I've got a sprightly freshness of the coriander that's in the batata vada. And the pav here is just perfect. This is just a sort of vada pav that will take you back to the streets of Mumbai. Now as I bite into the chili, as I taste the onion garlic chutney, this vada pav just comes alive in an explosion of flavors. This is so good. Even the casing of the vada is just perfect. It's not too thick. It just holds the potato stuffing inside, and that's the job of the casing of the vada. It should not be too thick, because if it's too thick, it interferes in the taste of the vada. And this is a textbook vada pav. This is a perfect vada pav to begin my meal here at Rajvardhan Foods. So good. All that spice from the vada pav, and I'm sweating at the back of my head already. Now that we're done with the vada pav, time to try the Kutchi Dabeli. So the Kutchi Dabeli is basically a very simple dish. Begins with pav again, and then you have this potato patty that's inside. The potato patty is typically supposed to be a mix of sweet, sour and salty. And then you have the the peanuts right on top, and then you have some pomegranate seeds as well, and then you have some save that you can sprinkle over your dabeli, and the pav is toasted nice and kadak. This is a riot of flavors and textures in my mouth. There's a tangy, slightly spicy, slightly sour flavor of the potato patty, and then you have that earthy crunch of the peanuts, and then the fruity pop of the pomegranate seeds. There's a festival of flavors and textures that's happening inside my mouth right now. And that pav is toasted to perfect scrumptiousness. The peanuts, the potatoes, and the pomegranate seeds come together so beautifully well. So you got this perfect mix of sweet, spice, and tang. Next, it's time to taste the Kanda Poha. So it's got the rice flakes that have been soaked in water till they swell up. And then you've got the onions, you've got the mustard seed, you've got the save, you've got the coriander. And I suspect some chilli too, somewhere in there. I can also see some peanuts here. I think I'm going to sprinkle some lime on my Kanda Poha. It's a very simple flavored dish, so it needs that twist of lime to lift it up. You can see the poha, the beaten rice flakes, the save, the coriander, the onions. There's also some peanut hiding in there somewhere. I think the lemon just lifted this Kanda Poha up. I'm going to taste it with a bit of the chutney. There's some chutney here, so I'm going to add a bit of the chutney to the poha and see what that does. You get that instant chili mint sort of a hit. You also have some yogurt here, thickened yogurt. I'm going to have some of that with the Kanda Poha. Never tasted the Kanda Poha with some thick yogurt, but they say it's a good combination to try. So let's try it. Why not? Oh, I love this. The Kanda Poha is just a sort of dish you must eat if you're looking for a light breakfast or a light meal. Very mellow in its flavors, very simply assembled, but so delicious. Now that I've tasted the Bombay Vada Pav, the Mumbai Vada Pav to be politically correct, Dabeli and the Kanda Poha, we're going to next taste the kolhapuri Misal Pav and the Shrikhand Poori Bhaji.
Spicy या medium?
Spicy मतलब कितना spicy होएगा? थोपड़ा लाल होएगा मेरा? हाँ? थोपड़ा लाल नहीं होएगा तो ठीक है, तो दे देना. Misal Pav, spicy Misal Pav. So my Poori Bhaji and not to miss my katori of Shrikhand. It's all self-service here. All good. A classical combination, the Poori Bhaji and Shrikhand. So this is a potato bhaji. The puris are nice and puffy, but I feel the potatoes could probably use a little more flavor. So while the potatoes are fine, but what I'm really here for is the Shrikhand. Because this is a classical combination, the puri with the Shrikhand. The Shrikhand is nice and thick, just the way good Shrikhand should be. And I can smell and taste all the cardamom that's gone into the Shrikhand. This is a nice, lusciously thick Shrikhand. If I were to come here the next time, I'll probably not order the entire ensemble of the Poori Bhaji and the Shrikhand. I'll probably stick only to the Poori and Shrikhand. It's delicious. In fact, this is the sort of Shrikhand that is eaten best with a spoon and entirely on its own. Oh, I love this thick, dense texture of the Shrikhand. Give me one of these and I'm a happy camper. Oh, this is so good. The sweetness of the Shrikhand is just perfect. You can taste the cardamom that's gone into the Shrikhand. This is such an iconic dish that takes me right back to Mumbai. This is the Misal Pav, the kolhapuri Misal Pav as I call it here. And typically it would be very spicy. I've asked them to not go the full kolhapur way in terms of spice. So let's taste this. Traditionally it's made with moth beans, then you have the save, you've got the onions and that spicy rasa. You can definitely taste that chili heat that's emerging very strongly with this misal. He said he was going to tone down the spices, but I guess there's only that much that you can tone down the chili in when it comes to a kolhapuri misal. Also, my misal has been sitting here for a while whilst I was trying the Poori Bhaji Shrikhand, and I got carried away with the Shrikhand. It's a little soggier than what I would expect it to be. I would have expected a little more crunch from the save. But this is a hearty dish. I'm going to sprinkle some lemon. I'm getting this chili cake, very strong chili cake at the back of my throat. The lemon will help bring all the flavors together. I'm going to mix it nicely. So typically a misal is made of two parts. You have the usal, which is a sprout, the moth beans and all of that. And then you have the gravy, which is the rasa. And when you combine them together, you have the misal. And of course, the misal is traditionally eaten with a pav. I mean, if I look at these pavs, these are much smaller than the pavs that I tasted for the Vada Pav. So what I appreciate about Rajvardhan Foods is that they've got the bread perfect. So they've got the right size of bread for the Vada Pav to carry that big generous Vada. And then you've got this tinier pavs to dunk into your misal. And that's what makes it a misal pav. I think the lemon definitely helped. I could feel that chili heat, but with the lemon, it's toned that down and brought all the flavors together very nicely. This is a sort of dish that would make for a hearty meal. I've got two dishes here which are interesting because these are typically dishes that can also be consumed when one is fasting. So this is the Sabudana Khichdi and this is the Sabudana Vada. Now the Sabudana Khichdi and Vada both are made of tapioca pearls. And it is said that when you are fasting, especially for religious reasons, you should not consume grain. Because this Vada, because this Khichdi is made of tapioca pearls, you can consume them. So I'm going to start with the Sabudana Khichdi first. The Sabudana, there is a tapioca pearl, there's some chili, there's some peanuts. It's simple, it's tasty, just the way it's supposed to be. It's prepared with minimal fuss. So you can taste the ajwain that is used to flavor it. You bite into the ajwain and you get that spike of flavor. So this vada feels scrumptious, and as I hold it and I break it, it's soft inside. So you got all these beautiful tapioca pearls that are encased in this fritter. I can see the tapioca, I can see some chilies. You got that scrumptious coating of the fritter, and then you've got the soft sago pearls inside. Again, the seasoning is minimal. So I guess when you're fasting, you're typically looking for foods that will not really whet your appetite too much, that will not really leave you feeling hungry for other dishes. And for those times, dishes like the sabudana khichdi or the sabudana vada is just perfect. Of course, you have the chutney here, and you also have the yogurt. Truth be told, you don't need them, but I'm going to just taste it with the chutney. That was a spicy, minty sort of a bite. But if I didn't have the chutney, I would be perfectly happy even then. This is the sweetened yogurt. I just love the flavor of this yogurt. And with this sabudana vada, I know it's going to taste magical. It's a bit of a mess on my fingers, but sometimes tasty food is messy. Perfect. And now we're waiting for our last two dishes, which is a Thalipeeth. But there you go. So this is the onion Thalipeeth, and this is the fasting Thalipeeth. So this is the regular version, and this is the fasting version. I'm going to try the fasting version first because I think that will probably not be as robust in flavor as the onion Thalipeeth. So it's typically made of multi-grain, and there's a lot of things that go into a regular Thalipeeth. So there's some onion, there's some chili, etc. But in this Thalipeeth, which is because it's typically eaten during fasting, there is no grain absolutely. Also, there is no onion in this. I suspect there may be some chili in this, but this is made of tapioca flour and also rajgira. So they mix that and they make this Thalipeeth. When you taste it, it definitely feels very nutritious. It's a sort of pancake that's high on nutrition. And then you've got all this butter. You take the butter and you smear it all over your Thalipeeth. The first bite that I took felt nutritious but slightly dry. But this one will be a different story altogether with all that butter. With the butter, you got all that goodness, but you got a hint of decadence that comes in from the butter. I'm going to taste the Thalipeeth with the mint chutney. Just mix up the flavors a bit. And there's also some lemon pickle here. This is a homemade sweet lemon pickle. Oh, I love this pickle. It's sweet, it's spicy, and you got that bitter flavor. Taste it with the bit of the lemon pickle now. I love this sweet yogurt here. I'm going to taste the regular Thalipeeth now, the onion Thalipeeth. So this Thalipeeth is made with multi-grain. There's onions that you can see that's gone into it, there's chilies, and I'm sure there's also some peanuts that have gone into it as well. Of course, there's the butter, so I'm going to smear that butter. I'm glad I tasted this after the Upvaas Thalipeeth, because as soon as I eat this, I've got all those onion flavors right there. This again feels nutritious. It packs that nutrition punch, and yet it's got that savory bite of the onions. As you can see, you've got the onion here, and the onion is burnt. So you've got that deep, intense, roasted onion flavors that you taste in this onion Thalipeeth. But again, you have one of these. It's a meal that will leave you satisfied at least for a couple of hours. It's a wholesome meal to have. So I've got the thalipeeth, I've got the mango pickle, and I've got the yogurt. So it's got the sweet, it's got the salt, and that savory kick that I get from the onion. After all those dishes, this is what I need. A nice masala buttermilk. I think all that masala is probably settled at the bottom. This buttermilk is just what you need to help settle your stomach after all those dishes. So if you're looking for tasty home-style Maharashtrian food, simple food that's made well, I think Rajvardhan Foods is definitely something that you want to try. It's all about the food here. It's not about the thrills of the frills. Well, you're standing here dining roadside. But if you want to taste a flavor of Maharashtra, right from the Vada Pav to the Misal Pav and all the other dishes in between, Rajvardhan Foods is definitely something that you must check in Namma, Bengaluru. Until the next episode of Gourmet on the Road, stay safe and happy eating.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, share and leave a comment. If you'd like to support Food Lovers TV, do log on to foodlovers.in and hit the Support Food Lovers banner. Links in the description below. Happy eating!